This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Trade.
G'day punters. Melbourne United taking on the New Zealand Breakers here. Now, the last time that United went out on the floor, they committed the most turnovers they ever have under head coach Dean Vickerman. Now, there's one thing I know about Vico is that he is not going to allow that to happen again. So I expect United to take care of the ball, which just puts them in a lot better position because New Zealand, the only way they can get this one is intense pressure. And if United are taking care of the ball, I don't see that happening. So I'm going to take them in the head-to-head here. The best bet of the game, though, they're playing in Hobart in front of no fans, so the energy is going to be low. And if they're taking care of the ball, trying to limit turnovers, I reckon this one hits the total points under. So that's going to be my bet. Total points under and Melbourne to win. Enjoy and gamble responsibly.
Goes up with the two hands and stuffs it in.
Now it's the Breakers' turn at the other end. Wetzel spun away from Froling. Wetzel about to turn baseline, you would think. Does turn back. He ducked under cheese and dropped the reverse in on him. Mark Brokaw. Oh, and another jam from Wetzel.
Oh, great take and finish. Yanni Wetzel.
How much do they want it? Wetzel certainly wants it. Wetzel bodies in on Franks and gets it to roll home. Wetzel stolen away from them and from Melbourne again. Today, lovely move, Yanni Wetzel. Now he rolls to the basket and New Zealand find themselves in front. Jack Jumpers have scored the last 5 points, but Wetzel changes that. Nice hard take. Gets busy on Franks. He's just too big and too strong. The Breakers are on the board. He's a big man that's having a big influence this Hungry Jacks NBL season. Off the back of a career-high night from Yanni Wetzel, the New Zealand Breakers broke through, pardon the pun, for their first win last weekend against the Brisbane Bullets. But tonight, in an unfamiliar setting, they face an enormous challenge, a Melbourne United team who are on a 4-game winning streak and have won 3 of those games by 10 points or more. Hello and welcome to Friday Night Basketball at My State Bank Arena in Tasmania, a New Zealand Breakers home game for New Zealand and Melbourne. Jack Heverin joined in commentary by Liam Santamaria and Corey Homicide Williams. And Corey, the Breakers should come into tonight full of confidence after last weekend.
Especially the great defense they played against Brisbane on the road, getting that win. That was a gutsy performance led by Yanni Wetzel. But the biggest thing to take away from that is that we play collectively defense for 4 quarters. We can win games.
And Liam Santamaria, during the week, the news the Breakers probably were expecting to receive that they're going to be here for pretty much the entire NBL season.
Yeah, they need to get used to that idea that a challenging season gets even more difficult. And I like their attitude about it. They say, look, we're going to see it as an opportunity, and we're just looking to take that challenge head on.
Here's the DoorDash starting 5 for the New Zealand Breakers. They've had 11 starters so far this season. Hungry, thirsty, all of the above. Just DoorDash it. You can place your order now. 11 starters, but the same starting lineup that got the job done against Brisbane are out there tonight.
Yeah, Peyton Siva going to come off the bench. McDowell, White, Besson and Dieng, the French connection there on the perimeter. Finn Delaney, his numbers a little down from last season. A breakout game just around the corner. And Yanni Wetzel in career best form.
And for Melbourne United, their DoorDash starting lineup, Corey, has a fantastic news story of their own. Jack White, in his 4th game back from a serious Achilles injury, is back in the starting lineup.
So great to see him on the court. He played such a big part in their team last season prior to getting injured. So just to have him back, his athleticism is above the rim play at both ends, but defensively he locks in. It's great to see him back in the lineup and back on the court.
Well, we spoke about Yanni Wetzel off the top tonight. The matchup of the 2 big men in the middle is going to be fascinating and should go a long way to deciding the result. There are Yanni's numbers, but Joe Lawala-Chul for Melbourne United, those numbers aren't to be sneezed at.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. Wetzel, top 5 in the league in points, top 10 in rebounding, 2nd in field goal percentage. And Joe Lawala-Chul not doing too badly himself, including 2nd in block shots. And last time Melbourne United played, they made a real focus of Joe Lawala-Chul. No Will Magnay for the Jack Jumpers, so they pounded the ball down low to the big fella, and he led the way with 19 points and a near double-double. Won't be as easy tonight with the pretzel as his primary matchup, but make no mistake, they'll make a focus of him and give him plenty of touches early.
And Corey, one thing we've seen with Melbourne is exactly that, what Liam said. Early on, they get the ball down low to the big man and they try and get him going.
I've never seen a player come into this league that's not an import that has the green light like that man. Well deserved, especially the year he had last season. He should be a focal point for Melbourne United this year.
Well, we mentioned that it is the unfamiliar settings of MyState Bank Arena. You can see the New Zealand Breakers in their pink uniforms tonight, which is their home uniform in these COVID times and the changing schedule and the fact that we're trying to catch up so many games that were postponed. This has come together at pretty short notice, so we appreciate the support of both the Breakers, Melbourne United, the Tasmanian government, and the venue officials at MyState Bank Arena as well. So hence the closed door. Just couldn't get everything lined up in time. Never fear, Tassie basketball fans. The Jack Jumpers have got a home game of their own on Wednesday, and tickets are on sale for that one. United in the white strip tonight. Really starting to play their best basketball. 4 wins and 2 losses in the season so far. Dellavedova well short on that first look. And Will McDowell White averaging 10.5 points a game, 4.5 rebounds, 4 assists. Having a good season. Besson down at Delaney with the shot clock into single figures, got into the paint, little floater, doesn't go. White crashes the glass and makes life hard for Wetzel.
Good set for the Breakers, good read from Besson. Go to Delaney with the mismatch.
First bucket, Melbourne on the board. McDowell White. Wetzel at the top of the key. Melbourne are clamping down on teams defensively, conceding just 70 points a game. They're the best defensive team in the competition. Nice ball movement, though, from the Breakers. They found a way through.
They found Besson for 3. He's been shooting the ball pretty well this season. At times he's been cold, but overall, I've been impressed with his shooting ability.
It was a good read from Wetzel. He's read it early that he was being doubled from Dellavedova, and then kick, shooter in the corner.
0-5 when the teams played in round 3. Hugo Besson. McDowell White sent the D one way, couldn't bank it home. Wins it back though for the Breakers. Besson, feet set. Not that time. And Melbourne scream up the floor at MyState Bank Arena. Golding, foul, points count.
And that man needs 17 points, make that 15 points to crack the 5,000 point mark. Beautiful hesitation, cross, gets to the basket. Delaney bites on the head fake, and he goes to the line for 3 the hard way. 5,000 points. That's a lot of buckets.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Man.
Only 14 to go. He'll become the 49th player all time if he can reach that mark, which we know he will, but certainly if he can do it tonight.
Set him up.
It's also closing in on going past Rob Rose to the next on the list of 3 points made. Wetzel found it, scores. 5 apiece. Early stages at MyState Bank Arena. McDowell White was onto it. Wetzel in a size mismatch. Beautiful pass cross court. Usman Jeng couldn't make it count.
That was a great pass. Well called, Jack. Yanni Wetzel again, reading the defense and sensing the extra attention and the ability to put it right in Jeng's shot pocket. Struggling from the perimeter, Jeng over the course of the season. That's 3 of 25 from downtown for him now.
Is Peyton Seaver checking in? Looked good in his return from injury. We'll get to his numbers shortly. Agata screaming up the court for Melbourne. The extra pace and the extra enthusiasm that he's brought to this team this season has been superb.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with his performance. since joining his team. First 2 games were shaky, but the last 4, he's been on point.
He's now got himself, Liam, into the top 10 scorers in the competition for the season, Caleb Agata. And when you think about the first couple of games where he was perhaps a little slow to get going and finding his feet, he's well and truly in a groove now.
Found his comfort zone, for sure. And, geez, doesn't he love life in transition? He's top 10 in steals as well, really active defensively, and then he's always ready to get out, fill the lanes, put heat on the rim. 17 points a game.
And of those, 6.5 of those 17 points a game come in the first quarter of games. Melbourne's leading scorer in opening terms. And it's Melbourne by 2. Wetzel up top. Agata trying to chase Seaver around. A world-class scorer. Jeremiah Martin baseline. Fed Wetzel underneath. The Breakers are shifting the ball around and it looks pretty good.
You know, I don't mind Seaver and Martin coming off the bench. It gives them more experience coming off the bench, scoring ability coming off the bench. Usually you start your imports, but the way this team is made up right now, I think that's the best thing for them.
Seaver underneath the basket. There's a mismatch somewhere on the floor. Seaver pulls up. He's long. Dellavedova, 4th in the competition for assists per game, 6th for steals. Golding, nice mid-range, Jay.
Make that 12 more points until he gets to 5,000.
I find it interesting down this end of the floor, Melbourne have sent Dellavedova to Jeremiah Martin, not the primary ball handler in this lineup, but has really been in good form. 8 assists in each of his last couple of games, double-figure points. They recognise him as a danger man with his playmaking.
Seaver fires away. You think back to that Brisbane game, Liam. Jeremiah Martin took over in that last quarter in their win.
He did in their previous game as well. 24 points and 8 assists against Tasmania, so in really good form. Agata can't stick that pull-up J, while Seaver sort of still working his way into the season.
A foul on White.
Baseline. White 14. Push.
Great to see him back in the starting lineup tonight. Amazing stat today on Jack White. I saw via Tommy Hirsch from NBL.com.au. He's 13-1 as a pro, Jack White. He's only lost 1 game as a pro, which was in the NBL Cup last season.
What a stat!
That man's a winner. He was at Duke, and he is so far in the NBL. Jeremiah Martin wanted a foul, still arguing the point with the official. Meanwhile, Wala Chul is head down to the basket, forced into a tough one by Wetzel. Delaney pops out for 3. Got it!
That's an important hit for Finn. Needs to get his perimeter game going. He had a quiet game last game in Brisbane, 9 points. So it's good for him to hit from the outside. Hopefully keep the defense honest.
Wala Chul over the top of Wetzel.
That's going to be a good matchup all night.
Indeed. We get a look at it there of the Breakers playing single coverage, and you're right about Finn Delaney. Everything's down a little bit this season so far. The averages are down, the percentages are down, so we know he's got the talent all NBL second team, and he's going to hopefully build on that. And these 2 big fellas going at each other in the block.
United in transition. Illy got rid of his man, gave up the layup in the end for Barlow. Wala Chul on the offensive glass, puts a foot on the paint. Let's get courtside for the first time tonight. Anthony Stewart at My State Bank Arena. Stewie, welcome to you. And you're having a chat to the Breakers in their shoot-arounds this afternoon about the fact that they're going to be here for a while now.
Yeah, tough gig. We all know how hard it is to win championships or make finals in this league, and to spend a whole season on the road is certainly going to be challenging. I spoke to James Reed, who was coached by one of the real deal John Riley back in the day, and he's come out here got here in June and has not even seen New Zealand yet. So really tough on everyone, not just the players.
Thank you, Stewie. There's James Reid. A name to keep an eye on in the next few years. A young coach coming through the system.
And potentially the real deal.
Yeah.
As well, would love to see him back.
Man,
in the league.
My guy, John Reed.
Running a team.
When I first came to Townsville, long time ago, Stewie was my teammate as well as Riley. All they did was talk trash about who's the best shooter. After practice is big-time shootouts. I'm like, dude, do these two guys stop talking? And this is me.
That's coming from you.
Who was the better shooter?
Nice layup, Agata.
Nice drive by Agata, but it went back and forth, honestly. One day, I'm telling you, one day Riley would win, the other day Stewie would
Called
win.
me a Dodger last night.
I'm telling you the truth, man.
Knocked out of bounds. 3:46 to play in the opening quarter. Osman Jeng sitting down.
Off the ball, white ball. 2 hands around the waist. Baseline, white ball.
Foul on Newley. That is one benefit of a closed gym game, is that we can hear the officials and their explanations loud and clear. That was Michael Aylan. Seaver off the inbound. Nice play, New Zealand.
He's had a couple of looks, a couple of rangefinders, Peyton Seaver, and knocks down his 3rd attempt. He's on the board.
Illy takes it at the other end and scores.
It's a beautiful hesitation by Illy. The last possession, Illy drove baseline. He had actually a layup, didn't take it. This one he finishes with a beautiful reverse.
Now watch Sam Timmins here, Liam. The reason I say that, number 33, the big man, because as that timeout was called, Dan Shamir absolutely cooked Sam Timmins as he was walking off the floor.
It's a fucking step up for the same time every time. Step understand the ball. Possession by possession. Either in the right, communicate, make stops.
So, as you can see there, he's standing up, so we'll let Dan deliver his message, but clearly unhappy with something that he saw.
Well, they're trying to improve defensively, the Breakers. We know that. During the break that most of the teams had, it was much discussed, the struggles they've had at the defensive end. And they came out and said, look, we've spent a lot of time working on it, and it was much improved in that game against Brisbane. But Dan Shamir frustrated with some early breakdowns. He's talking about those step-up screens and the ball handler coming off. You're guarding that ball handler. You need some help. Yep. You can't guard that on your own as you're trying to work your way through those screens. And the bigs, he wants them to be up at the point of the screen, step up, stop the ball, make it tough on the Melbourne guards.
Corey, they're giving up 89.9 points a game this season, the New Zealand Breakers.
And that's why that timeout was called and he ripped into Timmins in that way, because he knows you started off 0-6. Defense was non-existent for 40 minutes, so he's trying to nip it in the bud. You had one good game, defensively a very good game. He wants to keep them playing at that level.
Yeah, keep going. Good.
Timmins stays out there, even though his ears might be burning.
It's a good look, good idea there from Timmins. The backup from Martin, and the angle was there. Just not quite the execution.
Breakers ball from the baseline. They trail it by 4. Late in the clock, Besson stepping back on Newley. That didn't draw iron, and Melbourne pushed the ball quickly. Illy. And his pass tipped out of play by Martin.
18 shot clock. Here we go.
And Melbourne will be in action again on Sunday against the Illawarra Hawks, who were winners last night over Sydney in a really, really good game. If that's what round 7 is going to look like in the Hungry Jacks NBL, we are going to be in for a treat.
One hell of a game last night.
Agata, step back 2. Strong rebound by Timmins.
Hand check.
Seaver. Pass is the right idea. They're going to retain possession all the same.
This Melbourne United team is just very difficult to score. stifling on defense.
They have been absolute lockdown mode. Get their last 4 opponents to 61 points per game, 30% from the field, including...
Oh, wow, spin cycle, good finish.
Great take from Hugo Besson as Will McDowell-White makes his way to the locker room.
Tough finish by the young 20-year-old import.
Just keep an eye on Will McDowell-White. Not only did he go into the locker room there, but he did come out quite early, so perhaps something bother him. I'm sure Stewie will be all over that. He's been an important player for New Zealand this year. Now Kyron Galloway coming in for his first minutes tonight for the Breakers. His brother Jalen played some good minutes last night for the Kings.
Had a big chunk of minutes, 14 minutes, and gave him some energy on the offensive glass.
Illy downhill, lays it up with the left hand.
It's a bit of an issue for New Zealand defensively right now. Melbourne have taken 12 field goal attempts, and 7 of them...
Exactly that. Peyton Seaver. He's looking good. That's looking even better. Illy throws it up for Hook Porty.
It's just a great finish, finding a big fella on that roll. Easy alley-oop play executed.
United lead it by 3. Seaver causing Melbourne some issues. So is Jeremiah Martin. If he's starting to knock down the 3 ball, was only 2 of 13 from outside coming into tonight.
Well, they're feeling good. You see your teammate knock one down, a couple of teammates hit him, and Jeremiah Martin steps into that one with confidence. Just down this end, they're giving up easy buckets at the rim. Great steal, good pressure. Seaver in transition.
New Zealand in front.
And now we're getting a chance to see a good glimpse of what New Zealand was talking about when they signed Seaver. He's up to 8 points in this quarter.
Here's another bucket from right underneath.
They giving up. You got to lock up on D. Can't just trade baskets. I'm just loving the mode Seaver's playing in right now.
Yeah, he's
coming
aggressive.
out super aggressive. And sometimes in a league, it takes a while to feel the league, feel your team, understand the concept of how this coach wants to play, and a lot of things before it can start clicking for you. Hopefully this is a turning point for him because there's another man there. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. So I would like to chime in when there's another import there, not active. It's your position. I've been in this space before. So we'll chime on that in the second half.
You just put that to one side for
We'll
now.
put that to the side.
Offensive foul against United.
51. Lock. He was never stationary, just jumped out in front of him. No, he's dribbling the ball. He handed it off. Sub.
Dean Vickerman is perplexed.
Shea Illy feels likewise. Here's the dribble handoff. Dribble handoff, yeah, jumps into the way there of Peyton Seaver. Good call from Michael Aylen. We spoke a little bit about those, the issues defensively. You like the pressure, you like being able to get your hands on it and create deflections and steals if you're Dan Shamir. But Melbourne have had 14 field goal attempts. Only 1 has been from outside three-point territory. So a lot of good action towards the rim from Melbourne in this first quarter.
Dan Shamir says, get a good one. Seaver threw it up for Wetzel. Nice play, Hook Porty knocked it away. Plenty of time here for United. That pass knocked out of bounds. Nice follow-up D from Wetzel. 6.7 to work with here for United. Baseline ball. Peatling threw it away, and New Zealand are going to get a freebie possession to finish off the quarter.
That is turnover number 6 by Melbourne United.
Martin beyond halfway, off balance. Quarter time at MyState Bank Arena, a New Zealand Breakers home game, and they lead it by 1 at quarter time, 22-21. Friday night basketball in the Hungry Jacks NBL. One quarter down at MyState Bank Arena. New Zealand Breakers leading the way 22-21. Their leading scorer in the opening quarter is Peyton Sieva with 9 points. And the Breakers have thrown down some early challenges at Melbourne United. No question about that. And there's a long way to go in this game. And the winner of our Kmart gift card for tonight and $50 is Maddie Roche. Good on you, Maddie. Training in the backyard to help my school defend their championships. We won in grade 2 last year, Homicide.
Wow. Very impressive. Congratulations. Get that grade 2 championship.
Did you ever get a grade 2 championship?
I haven't. That's one more than I have.
Maddie's got you covered.
What's the screen, Galloway?
Nice feed for Wetzel, who rolls to the cup. Up doesn't go. And Golding in his home state of Tasmania. 5 points so far on 2 of 2 shooting. Lualachul has the size advantage over Martin. Help D came from Galloway, blocked the first one. Lualachul couldn't make the second. Besson gets himself on the free throw line. Nice drive.
It looks so much better when they get stops, New Zealand. Real good defense, like last possession down there on JLA, rim protected and just playing defense without fouling, although it was a mismatch there. Good help by Galloway on the weak side. They've given up some easy baskets in the first quarter, but overall, Melbourne United has 6 turnovers, so you can't be that mad if you're Coach Dan Shamir with the performance in this first quarter by your team.
Oh, the pressure has been good. That was a real key in Brisbane. They forced 20 turnovers off the Bullets. So 6 first quarter turnovers for Melbourne, but just that the back line of the defense wasn't quite there in that first term.
That's a wild 3-ball from Lualachul. Peatling drags in the offensive rebound. Thought about trying again. This time, Dellavedova. Wide open 3. It goes.
That'll feel good for Daly. 2 of 19 from 3 coming into this game. But had all kinds of time to line that one up, knock it in.
That was an important hit for Melbourne United because clearly the defense is set up to not even defend them. So he has to hit that more times than not to keep that defense honest enough to keep that interior presence a target because they're not going to play him. Well, defend him at the 3.
Tomorrow night, Southeast Melbourne Phoenix travel to Brisbane to take on the Bullets at Nissan Arena. Good signing for the Phoenix during the week. A former breaker, Brandon Ashley.
Oh, man. Phoenix ain't playing around. Great floater and finish.
Yeah, the season that we saw Brandon Ashley with the Breakers, there was a lot of good stuff in that year. It's an astute signing by Tommy Greer and Simon Mitchell. Dellavedova, back-to-back buckets. That end of the floor for Melbourne. 4 rebounds as well already for Delhi. Besson left open. Off the back of the iron. Wetzel wins control back for the Breakers. Gets you on that matchup in a minute, Corey. Martin had space, drains another 3.
And this is exactly how Dan Shamir wants his team to consistently play. They look so good when they play like this. Getting stops, running their offense, getting something out of the back end, high percentage plays.
They dodged a bullet defensively. Here's Delaney. Had his arms up in the air for a while. They eventually found him. He couldn't knock it down. Breakers lead it by 3. Dellavedova, nice feed for Luala Chul.
Delhi responsible for the last 7 points for Melbourne United. 2 buckets, 1 assist.
And Martin at the other end.
Beautiful take, great body control. Putting his body in front of the defender. Nice left-hand reverse finish.
The pace is quickened in this second quarter. Delhi underneath for Luala Chul. Pulled up with the left hand. There's Peatling again. Right place, right time. Dellavedova from deep. Melbourne leading the rebound count 16-8 in this game. Besson. One world-class shooter guarded by another. Besson met at the summit by Peatling.
Great rim protection.
And then Golding walks it through the paint at the other end. Big-time plays at both ends of the floor for Melbourne. And Dan Shamir wants to have a chat about it with 6:19 to come before halftime.
Well, that's a fun matchup on the perimeter. Besson's like a Golding.
Besson is, yes.
Isn't he? And then Golding down the other end. Peatling, great defensive play at the rim.
Here's Dean Vickerman, coach of Melbourne.
Hey, when Martin is in that tag spot, you got to tell the 5, you got to tag. He can commit a little more maybe, right? Our screen communication got to be better.
Tag and like get ready to box him out.
Hey, we let guards get downhill left too many times right now. All right, let's make sure we've got the commitment. Our square stance is pushing the other way. Make sure we get that part right. All right. Down this end, the game, when we're putting our feet in the paint, really good things that happen. Let's go to spin space right now, all right? And let's, again, Mace, if you get ahead of it this next couple of times, all right, let Joe come downhill as well. Doesn't mean you have to go ahead and attack every time, but go ahead and then get downhill with some head taps right now. Then get back to the on ball and we can play out of it right there. All right, here we go.
That's the second time. It can't happen again.
31-28. Entertaining game, this one. Bit on the line for the New Zealand Breakers. We spoke about it in the lead-up, and we'll get back to what they've got to work through for the rest of this season. Let's get courtside to Anthony Stewart.
Guys, I'm not sure what these 3 coaches had for pre-game, but it is animated in these Coach Shamir's timeouts. He is targeting and challenging every individual to step up, in particular defensively. I think, Liam, you covered it. They really want to step up on the guards.
He's an animated man at the best of times, Dan Shamir. Thank you, Stewie. There's a lot riding on tonight, though. Delaney for Wetzel. Up he goes.
Finished by the pretzel.
Good finish. Good
Your
pace.
man, Liam. Liam, you've been talking about this man for years. 2 years.
Yes, sir. Good big talent. Late to the game. Played tennis growing up. Has great footwork. And has just so much potential. I mean, we're just watching the rise and rise of Yanni Wetzel before our very eyes.
Here's Lawala Chul, his direct opponent, with an easy bucket. Imagine playing tennis against Yanni Wetzel when he comes to the net. No way you'd get past him at the net.
It's a somewhat similar back origin story as Chris Anstey.
Yeah.
Grew up playing tennis, late to the game.
Sure
yeah.
did.
And that's another big fella who could really move. Fleet of foot.
Shout out to Chris, I think he's just got back from a trip to see his daughter in the States. She's now playing her college at UCLA. Agata, 6 points on 2 of 4. It's Dean McDowell-White who stepped in, and that'll be an unsportsmanlike foul against Peatling. There's not much that Melbourne can do or say about that one. And here's Yanni.
Good drop off by Finn Delaney. Good extra pass. Inside by Peatling.
There's the unsportsmanlike in the open floor. Peatling sits down. Hugo Besson, 12 points on 5 of 10 last week in their loss to Brisbane. 39, 34, 82. It's not a bad shooting clip for the season so far.
Here we go. No, he's a bucket. He's a real scorer, Hugo Besson, and he's used the first part of this season to make a bit of a name for himself.
That's a nice pass for Wetzel. His floater doesn't go. Kicks it back out to Delaney. The Breakers shifting this ball around. Wetzel spins on Hook Porty. That's a tough look, and it's knocked out of play.
It's all right. I like the energy and how the ball is moving by New Zealand. And that's why coaches are so animated. He knows the potential of what his team could actually do. And you start off 0-6. You don't have that much room for error.
Golding. He's short. Rebound count, 19-10. Melbourne's way, Seaver. This is out. Four minutes to play before halftime. Here's Hook Porty, the next start. Trying to get baseline on Wetzel. Lost the handle and it's out of bounds.
Here's where Wetzel's doing such a great job. He's really active and high on the ball screen coverages, showing, stopping the ball, and then as he recovers to his man in the block, bodying up, making it tough. He's made life tough for Joe Lawala-Chul down there. Forced the turnover for Hook Porty. He's working really hard at both ends of the floor.
Delaney stepping out. Doesn't get it to drop. Another offensive rebound, though, for the Breakers, though. That time, Delaney scores. 5 points on 2 of 6. Breakers' leading scorer is still Nate Receiver with 9 points. Lawala-Chul, the leader for Melbourne, with 8. Golding lays it up.
His left-hand finish. Looks like he got real physical with him prior to breaking through and getting that left-hand shot up. Tough finish by Mr. Goulden, approaching 5,000.
Wetzel took it up. He's fouled. Big man having a big influence again.
Wow, and he's doing some damage. Finn Delaney, shot fake, get the defense in the air, and as he draws the help, finds his front court running mate underneath.
You've come straight on.
Yeah, good day, mate.
They're shooting. It's one only.
He's had 20 or more points in 4 of their last 5 games. Yanni Wetzel, and even though the Breakers' win-loss record reads 1-6, It's not through lack of effort from Wetzel's point of view. He's been outstanding.
He sure has. Plays like that I love. And that's why Finn Delaney's so important. If he's hitting that perimeter shot, you have to challenge him. You have to guard him, and he's talented enough to put the ball on the deck, draw defense once he gets 2 feet in the paint. Best target underneath.
He's 1 of 4 from long range in this first half, Delaney, but his confidence, his willingness to shoot it is keeping the defense honest, and it's creating opportunities underneath.
Dellavedova walks it into the paint. Luala-Chul, offensive rebound. He's fouled heavily over the back by Delaney. Melbourne certainly want the officials to take a look at this one.
Well, Michael Allen's he's called it unsportsmanlike. The wrap-up from Delaney. They were in a situation, no layup rule in effect, and as Luala-Chul worked his way into the paint, there you go, just 2 hands over the top, and that's an easy call for the officials.
Who's winning this matchup so far? Corey, we spoke about it a lot in the pregame.
Let's just look at the number. Look, first of all, New Zealand's up. Wetzel gets the nod because of a lot of the activity that Wetzel's doing. You don't even have to look at the numbers. Forget that.
It's 2 missed free throws.
But Joe Luala-Chul Jr. just gave away burgers.
He gave the people of Tasmania
He's
burgers.
a winner in Tasmania right now.
Code word is glory.
I was wondering who was going to get the burgers.
Game in Tassie.
That matchup is tied up.
Late in the shot clock, Dellavedova's going to have to get busy. Shoveled something up in the end, but the presence of Wetzel was enough. Besson drags it back out as the Breakers shot clock.
It's going up. He waves away to clear it. He waves away to screen.
It'll be a New Zealand ball.
Young fella, if you're going to wave away a screen by your big guy, you got to put it up.
Dan Shamir wanted a timeout. Doesn't have any left though, unfortunately. Besson didn't get it away. They weren't aware of how long they had left. The Breakers tonight, Liam, they're 6 of 17 from outside. They average a little over 7.5 made threes a game across the season. They've got 6 just before half-time.
That helps a lot, doesn't it? Daly with the floater. Nice execution from Melbourne, but I like their work at the defensive end in this second term. Kept Melbourne at just 15 points, just a minute and a half remaining in this term, and that's sparked a bit of rhythm and flow offensively, and everybody shooting the ball with confidence.
They lead it by 3. McDowell-White gets past Luala-Chul, who stalked him all the way in.
Averaging 2 blocks a game. Great rim protection.
There's Golding backdoor. Barlow found him. Golding couldn't finish. Seaver fires away. 2 of 6 so far for the night.
Thank you. 2, pink, 25, hold, 2 shots. Subway.
Delhi will be on the free throw line.
Pick the ball up, play in motion, 2 shots. 2 guys.
Second meeting of these 2 teams. They played in round 3 at John Cain Arena. 83-60 the result that night, and that was New Zealand's lowest score of the season so far. 60's not a good number over 4 quarters, no matter what way you dress it up.
Well, Melbourne just completely controlled that game based on their defense. They had New Zealand completely locked down, and as a result, they were getting good looks down the other end. And eventually, Chris Golding and Caleb Agata caught fire in the second half, blew it open. But tonight, even though it's been relatively low scoring, it's been much more of an even battle at both ends of the floor.
Breakers lead it by 1. The biggest lead at any stage in this game has been 5. That's a tough ask from Basson. Wallachul with his 6th rebound. There he is trying to get in and couldn't finish. Wanted a foul. Shot clock now switched off. The Breakers have found themselves in the lead often at halftime this season. It's been their ability to close out games that's hurt them.
Tipped off, David. You did. No, I cannot. I got it. No ball. This side. This side.
4.4 seconds left. New Zealand from the baseline. Basson blocked. Nice defensive play by Garner. And that will see the end of the first half, and New Zealand will go into the locker room leading by 1.
Well, they have to be feeling pretty good. They led it by 1 at quarter time. They lead by 1 now at the half. A tough, tight, gritty, tightly contested first half.
It's 39-38 at MyState Bank Arena as we get courtside to Anthony Stewart.
Peyton Seaver here. Great first half against the reigning champs. How's it feeling out there?
We're just trying to get back in defense, man. It's a low-scoring game right now. Both teams are playing very hard. We got to do a better job of closing out. Daly's doing a good job of facilitating, kicking out. So rebounding and transition defense is a big key for us. Yeah,
Coach Shamir's been very animated on the side. What's the messaging from him at the moment?
For us, it's just to play hard. It's just to go out there, play with intensity, play together. We're doing a good job of sharing the ball. We're making some threes, which we haven't been that great at this year. So that's key for us, just continue to get in the paint, kick it out, make our open shots.
Awesome. Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, guys.
They find themselves in a good spot, the New Zealand Breakers. They're playing good basketball. They lead 39-38 over Melbourne United. We'll be back to pull it all apart in the halftime show. Liam's going to talk about why New Zealand have got themselves into another winning position again. got an entertaining game at MyState Bank Arena. It's half-time in the Hungry Jacks NBL. New Zealand leading 39-38 over Melbourne United. When the teams played in round 3, Melbourne absolutely smacked the Breakers. Tonight, Homicide, New Zealand have been able to find a way to keep themselves in this game.
You know, a lot of times playing this game, when you smack a team, you come in thinking you're just going to roll over them again, and clearly that's not the case. This team is playing their best basketball of the year. This team I'm talking about is New Zealand Breakers, especially coming after the win against Brisbane. This half, they're doing a better job getting into the paint, getting their right guys, getting off. Like, look at Peyton Seeker, right? Just came off a good game, 11, 4-4. Tonight he has 9 points in the first half. Martin off the bench, 8 points as well. So them coming off the bench, that's not a bad thing. It gives them more offensive scoring punch coming off that bench, and defensively they've been great.
And there's a stat we don't see a lot of from Melbourne United teams. Only 6 3-point attempts in a half of basketball. They're normally much more proactive from outside.
Yeah, they've done a really good job keying in on the likes of CG43, not allowing him to get off, clogging the paint, helping off of Delhi and making Delhi become a shooter. But I really like what New Zealand is doing defensively. They're locked in and they're focused on their scout.
I want to go back to what you were saying about Peyton Seaver and Jeremiah Martin coming off the bench as well, because for a lot of people, you would look at those two names on paper and say, well, why aren't they starting? I know you're big on the logic that it's not about who starts the game, it's about who finishes, but it's a crafty move from Dan Shamir.
Yeah, because offensively, they don't really have that much scoring punch coming off the bench. So a lot of times, put the young fellas in the game. Your next star, he's not really acclimated yet. So with him coming off the bench, you're not getting really anything from him offensively. So put your main guys off the bench, release the pressure from them playing in the starting lineup, so when they come in, they could be more aggressive and assertive. And so far, so good in the last game and a half.
It's working for them. They lead by 1 at the half. Liam Santamaria is in the analysis centre. Liam, you've taken a look at the adjustments that New Zealand have made from the round 3 game offensively to how it's looked in the opening half tonight.
Yeah, they've been a lot more efficient at the offensive end. Got really good looks. Haven't knocked them all down, but getting really good looks. Anytime you play against the New Zealand Breakers, a lot of ball screen coverages. You see here, here's Will McDowell-White. This is early in the second quarter. Guarded by Caleb Agata. The screen here from Yanni Wetzel. And this is the key man right here, Joe Lawala-Chul. How's he defending it? Deep drops. And as you play let this run, you can see he just gets deeper and deeper. Will McDowell-White able to knock that in. And we get another play here. This is just a couple of possessions later, and this time it's Hugo Besson in this action. And again, here, Joe Lawala-Chul, deep drop. Try to get this happening. Deep drop as the coverage. And the reason why he's dropping is because of the concern about Yanni Wetzel as the roll man. He's so tough to guard in those types of situations. Now, Hugo Besson doesn't knock this down, but that's another really good look, really makeable look for the Breakers. And you heard in the timeout, Dean Vickerman called time and he said, we're letting the New Zealand guards get downhill and we need to step up, be a little bit squarer on those coverages and meet the ball. Keep an eye on this in the second half because the Brisbane Bullets, they continued to guard those actions the last week in that way. Deep drops, Jeremiah Martin tore it apart in the fourth quarter. So how do Melbourne defend those actions in the second half will tell a lot for the outcome of this game.
I know that Christmas was a few weeks ago, but this toy that Liam Santamaria has been given, he is absolutely loving and doing some outstanding work at the analysis centre. It's half-time, New Zealand lead 39-38, and you too can play like a pro with thanks to Bunnings Warehouse, who are giving you the chance to win your very own court at home. You can enter now at win.nbl.com.au/Bunnings.
I was out there every day, so I think if I had a full court, you wouldn't get me inside.
Most of the games I played on the lower hoop, just to show my supreme athleticism.
I only worked on shooting, which is why that's really all I can do.
When you're 8 years old or 10 years old, it's the best thing in the world.
I had a basketball hoop and a little trampoline. I used to play back there for hours with my brother and get beat up a lot, but it was a lot of fun in the meantime.
I hope that one day when I grow up, I'll be able to give my kids a court at home as well.
That's where I lost a lot of games to my brother at.
It started at this height and every year I got older, it moved higher and higher until I got to 10 foot, and I'm doing the same with my kids back at home.
My dad built one, so I had a little bit of like a half court going on, and that made my life the best, so I could never complain as a kid.
And that was kind of like our sanctuary, our getaway from everything.
Great to have your company. The Hungry Jacks NBL. It's halftime at MyState Bank Arena. New Zealand Breakers leading the way 39-38. The third quarter is just moments away. So let's get the thoughts of Breakers coach Dan Shamir.
Coach Shamir, great start against the reigning champs. You must be happy with the way things are at.
I mean, it's a grind. It's a tough game. They are a very good defensive team, and sometimes they take you out of positions and what you want to do. And we had a few possessions that we were messed up a little bit because of that. But we are doing a relatively okay job on half-court defense, and we just need to take away one-on-one situations, fast breaks.
Yeah, you've taken away the three-point line that they're pretty. They consolidate most weeks. Your energy and your passion on the sideline right now, it's unbelievable. You feel like you're out there part of it?
I mean, we're 1-6. We need to play desperate for the next few weeks or months. And every game, obviously, we need to grab by the skin of our teeth. So we're all in it.
Look, I'm really enjoying it. Good luck in the second half.
Dan Shamir with Anthony Stewart just moments ago. Let's have a little think about that first answer and whether he was happy with the way his team's playing at the half.
Oh, I could listen to Dan Shamir talk hoops all day long. Just a real savvy operator, but the best accent in the NBL as well.
But I understand why he's not impressed, because he knows, one, that's just one half. And with an 0-6 start, you have little to no room for errors. So that's why he's so intense on the sideline, preaching to his team. Whenever they mess up, he calls a timeout.
Agata trying to stop Peyton Seaver. He couldn't that time. Hand in the face, knockdown.
And now let's get into what I wanted to talk about. As an import, when you've had a rough start, pressure mounts and starts to build, even if it's on you. Your expectation of how you're accustomed to playing, and you're not playing well, there's pressure. So then when you get injured and a new import comes in who's here, two things are going to happen. You either going to step your game up and level up, and that spot is going to continue to be yours, or you're going home. So it's great to see him showing up, because that's exactly what's going on.
Playing really well.
Yeah.
Game-leading scorer with 12 points, equal with Chris Golding. Meanwhile, that big man matchup is playing out in front of our eyes as well. Melbourne pounding it down low to Joe Luala-Chul. Missed that 3-ball, but prior to that, pounding away at Yanni Wetzel, putting him underneath the bucket, scoring at the rim.
And that's what you have to do. Yanni Wetzel's a gun. Make no mistake, you have to put pressure on him, because he's putting pressure on you. Joe Luala-Chul, 5 of 13. Never mind the 5, the 13 attempts. He is super aggressive. Can he even be any more aggressive?
Martin, late in the clock, was given space to pull up for 3. That's his 3rd knockdown of the game, Jeremiah Martin, and he's up to 11 points.
He's playing some really good basketball. Again, the best thing that happened is you brought those 2 guys off the bench starting the games. Now they're in a groove. You bring them... Oh, too easy. Game 1. It's a baby on him. That's too easy.
Well, Ousmane Dieng is trying his very best there, fronting the post with Joe Luala-Chul. I thought maybe his length for a moment might get his hands on it. Here's Martin Barlow stepping off, as per the scout. Jeremiah Martin knocking it in, and here Dieng just couldn't quite get there, and the help defense a little too late. Luala-Chul and one at the rim.
Had a little extra advice for Peyton Seaver on the way out.
He sure did.
One. Peyton Seaver was literally giving away a foot trying to block that dunk of Joe Luala-Chul. This is the extra. He's left a few on the line tonight. Agata blocked over the back by Wetzel. It's out of bounds.
Yeah, thank you. Cowboys, hang on. Shot clock's going to be on 11.
Nothing easy tonight for Melbourne United.
Shot clock.
Their last game was New Year's Day in this venue at MyState Bank Arena, a 4-point win over the Jack Jumpers. Dellavedova with an air ball. Here's Seaver in transition. 2-man game with Delaney. Almost lost it. They've got it back. Seaver from well beyond the arc. Nothing but cotton.
Wow. Having himself a night. Peyton Seaver is up to 15 now. 4 made triples, shooting with confidence.
Luala-Chul off the lob. These two teams trading blows.
And that was just a beautiful pass by Delhi. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Keep those imports coming off the bench. If they're going to perform like this, that's the formula.
Barlow forced into a tough shot by Wetzel. It did well not to give away a foul. New Zealand have got an outnumber up ahead. Jeng searching for some confidence. Defers back out to Martin from the elbow. Wetzel drags in the rebound, and that's a foul on Golding.
What, 43?
Seaver from deep, feeling it. About a bunning time. Showing everybody he belongs.
Do you think Chris Golding agreed with that last call?
Don't think he was happy with
not.
Breakers led by 1 at halftime. They lead it by 3 midway in the third. That's the 9th rebound for Luala Chul to go with his 14 points. Very much in double-double territory now. Left open at the top of the key. Look out!
Well, this is a big problem for the Breakers. Luala Chul's handprint all over this game right now, and Dan Shamir giving Wetzel a rest. Big moment for Sam Timmins, and Luala Chul destroyed him on that possession, and Shamir's going to bring him back out. He's going to insert Rob Lowe to have a go.
Delaney short. If we go back to the round 3 game, it was all second half where Melbourne got the business done. Peatling tipped it in. Nice play. Melbourne's big men having an influence with Wetzel on the bench.
That's what you have to do once their big gun is out. Attack. There's nobody that could stop that big fella. Joe Luala Chul Jr.
Dellavedova stepped up his defensive pressure on Martin. Uses that screen from Timmins. Again, United not giving up easy looks in these last couple of possessions. Golding pulls up. That jumps out.
Let's go, watch it.
The Breakers 1-6 on the season so far. But winning form is good form, and that's exactly what they brought into tonight. Ball movement has a wide open Martin. 4th 3 of the night.
And the great thing about watching New Zealand play tonight, it's so poised and they're executing. Whether they make or miss, they're getting good looks and high percentage shots on offense. And defensively, they're just locking down.
Dellavedova trying to find a way through. It's late in the clock here for United. Golding from well beyond the arc himself. Doing Chris Golding things.
It's just so crazy that they're not. Melbourne United's not even playing good basketball, and they're up. They're just a dangerous team.
Assist number 5 for Dellavedova too. That will be huge for the confidence of Usman Jeng.
Timeout from Dean Vickerman. And Corey, you speak about the execution from the Breakers, getting good shots most time down the floor. I think a lot of that comes back to Peyton Siva. You got him out there on the floor. There he is, coming along the baseline, creating rotations. Kick, open 3 ball. Chris Golding always flowing with confidence, rises up and knocking it down. And here's Siva again. Draw the help, kick it out. Dieng, he knocks it down. So Peyton Siva, 15 points, hasn't got a bunch of dimes, but the ball is moving thanks to his influence on this team's offense.
Important make for the next star off that last possession. Has New Zealand up by 2, but Joe Luala Chul had 19 and 8 on New Year's Day and was a massive problem for Tasmania. We highlighted that game in our pre-game tonight. He's a problem again for New Zealand in this one, 16 and 10. He's just so confident the way he's going about his play this year, Corey.
Yeah, he is. It's just from last season, he's just picked up right where he left off after winning that championship and 6th Man of the Year. So when you add the team focusing on giving you the ball and saying, you got the green light, do your thing, this is what happens. Without Yanni out there, there's nobody out there that can guard. Yep, it's clear as day.
And there's the shot chart, thanks to SodaStreams. 8 of 17 from the field. He's tried to keep the defense honest. Couple of attempts from long range where he shot it really well over the course of this season. 5 of 9 now overall, but a lot of green right around the rim where he's been piling on the points.
Nice move, Mason Peatling. Has 8 rebounds in the game from 10 minutes, but now has 4 points. Trying to play his spot, or play himself back into the rotation a little more. Martin defers to Delaney in the corner. Loose ball falls the way of United. Now Hook Porty, the German next start, goes to work on Rob Lowe. Doesn't get it to drop. Offensive rebound, Illy walks it back out for three. No good either. It's still Melbourne in possession. Agata, short. Fourth offensive rebound. Can they get bang for buck? Yes, they can.
I mean, Melbourne United is killing on the rebounds in this competition right now, in this match. 35-20.
And O-boards, 12-5. 4 of them came in that trip down the floor.
And you talked about it earlier, Liam. New Zealand need to clean up the back end of their defense. You cannot give a team that's as potent offensively as Melbourne United that many opportunities to score.
I think Vickerman feels like that came off Jeremiah Martin. They have a little chit-chat about it. Coach's challenge in play. We're going to have a look at it, but you're right, Corey, and everybody needs to be involved. It's not just the bigs. You see Shea Illy chime in there at the rim for the offensive rebound, and then you're forcing teams to take contested jumpers hard off the rim. Everyone needs to block out. And here we get another look. Hands from Hook Porty. Did it touch Jeremiah Martin before flying out of bounds?
Did it graze the shoulder of Hook Porty on the way past?
Did it hit? I feel like it hit Jeremiah Martin's left elbow here. There's Hook Porty getting contact. There's that left elbow I'm talking about.
These are the angles that the replay center are looking at right now.
That should be New Zealand's ball.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, the original call was off Hook Porty, New Zealand's ball. So the question is whether there's enough evidence to overturn that. I reckon that does come off Martin's elbow, left elbow there, bang.
The coach's challenge is successful. The call is overturned. It is white ball from the baseline. Melbourne United retain their timeout and their coach's challenge.
Oh, there you have it. That's why we're here.
Yes.
That's why I'm here.
That was your hand, go, son. Good job.
Melbourne coach Dean Vickerman got that one right. Illy driving, lays it up. Tough move. 61-56. They've scored the last 7 now, Melbourne. And a really important 2 minutes on the way to three-quarter time. Besson getting in deep and one.
That's a tough move, Besson. Strong work. The contact as he was trying to attack the rim, and he shrugged it off. Good strength from the young man. Here from Pete Ling, puts the hands on, shrugs it off, rides the contact to the rim.
Can't make the extra. New Zealand will also be in action on Sunday. They'll travel to Kudos Bank Arena to take on the Sydney Kings. Shocking news last night for the Kings with the injury of RJ Hunter. Nice play, Melbourne there.
These are the breakdowns defensively that have really been hurting the Breakers this season. The previous possession, Illy right to the rim there. Besson falls asleep and Newley punishes him backdoor.
McDowell White doesn't have the same influence in this game. Pushing foul against Rob Lowe.
Offensive foul. Called on number 15, Rob Lowe. That's his first foul.
Talk to us about Will McDowell White's night, Liam. In fact, maybe his last couple of weeks.
Well, it's been a little quiet. 3 straight single-digit scoring games coming into this one. But look, they're stacked in the backcourt, the Breakers. So Seaver's playing well now. Jeremiah Martin's playing really well. So it's not going to be everybody's night every game. He was red hot there for a little while alongside Hugo Besson. But as long as they get the dub, they'll be fine with it.
Golding needing just one more 3 to equal Rob Rose, and there's a foul up ahead against Golding.
4-3, it's a block. That way.
It's a little untidy.
Wow.
Cleaned him up.
Play. Jeez,
He cleaned him up.
He had a good side of him, didn't he?
He did.
Golding never really got set, and Roblo took advantage.
And he cleaned Goulden up. He certainly didn't try and pull out Roblo, did he? He thought, well, if you're going to stand there, I'm going to bulldoze you.
There was no sign of any change of direction from the big fella.
Once that train's on the tracks. Low pops out for 3. Back in the lineup tonight for a couple of games out. One will be on Delaney. His 3rd. Only Breakers player in any sort of foul trouble.
Benjamin does the right thing, pulls him out of the game. No point in risking it these last 40 seconds. Shea Yilly putting all types of heat on the rim right now and pressure on the defense.
Illy finds a guarder underneath.
They're having trouble staying in front of Shea Yilly. He's been really good these last couple of minutes of this 3rd term.
And again, it's the 3rd quarter that is helping Melbourne set up the result against New Zealand. Lowe will get his points to count.
Thank you. 15.7. Let it run if you wish.
Get that clock adjusted. Wetzel comes back in for this last defensive possession for New Zealand. Clock down to 4. Illy steps back. He's short. And McDowell White takes care of things, but at 3-quarter time, it's Melbourne who turn the tables. They had a really good term, and they take a 5-point lead into the last quarter. Stick around. The final quarter in the Hungry Jacks NBL is coming up next from MyState Bank Arena. Three-quarter time at MyState Bank Arena. Melbourne United looking for win number 5 in the Hungry Jacks NBL season. And they lead at three-quarter time, 65-60. outscored the Breakers by 6 in that third quarter.
Well, they just got the better of things late in that third quarter, and it was a period of time when Yanni Wetzel and Peyton Siebel were out of the game. The Breakers were up at the various couple of times when those guys came out, and now they're trailing by 5. So you'd expect big minutes from those two in particular down the stretch.
A start to the quarter by Martin. Fourth quarter's his specialty. He scored 21 of his 61 points this season in the fourth quarter.
And that's the type of action we highlighted at halftime that he loves to operate in, especially in fourth terms.
And again, you go back to that game on Sunday, Liam, against Brisbane. They didn't have an answer for him in those plays in the fourth quarter.
And neither did Tasmania. The game before that, when the Breakers came storming back, they peel Jeremiah Martin out of the corner into that pick and roll. And he really goes to work on that deep drop coverage. So first bucket here in the fourth. Let's see if they go back to him.
12.5 points a game, 5.5 rebounds a game at Jeremiah Martin's numbers. Wallachul getting busy on Wetzel.
He says that Wetzel is too little. He signaled to the floor. You got to get the ball back to Wetzel. Let those two big guys go.
18 and 10 for Wallachul. Martin into the paint for 2.
Well, there it is again. And you hear Dean Vickerman in the background saying, Joe, be there. Sort of falling asleep in the middle of the paint, and Jeremiah Martin making him pay.
On 20 in 24 minutes. 8 of 11.
Garner fires away. That's loose.
Run with him, come on!
Seaver 2-on-2 up ahead. Play through Martin. That caught a foot. Official says keep going. Agata fouled by McDowell White, and that's not a good look. Jeremiah Martin very uncomfortable. A slip on the floor.
He grabbed at that left ankle, the back, the heel sort of area, but he's just trying to walk it off.
Now Garter on the line. 12 points.
You're good, you need one? I can give you one. Yep.
When Melbourne win, Caleb Agata plays a big role. In their wins this season, he's averaged 21 points. He's a big reason why they've won their last 4. Shea Ely on the floor. Trying to make life difficult for Seaver, who has 15 points. Wetzel wants a piece of Wallachul, lost the ball. Wallachul wins that mini battle.
Just a great defensive possession by Melbourne United. Jack White did a great job defending and denying the ball, that possession, to Martin. That breaks down the defense. Their offense, you got to throw the ball in the paint. That's just great one-on-one defense. As Martin is having his way in this fourth quarter so far.
Tomorrow night, Brisbane take on the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Game at Nissan Arena, and then on Sunday, Illawarra versus Melbourne. Then Sydney and New Zealand. A couple of crackers for Sunday.
Round 7 got it going on.
Golding. Guarded by Martin. Off balance look. He was clipped on the arm. He'll get himself some free throws.
Then Schmier's having a chat with Jeremiah Martin, asking him, did you 100% not touch him? Trying to decide whether to use the coach's challenge. He's going to let it ride.
2.
Speaking of Wednesday, that's the next time we see the Breakers for a home game against the Jack Jumpers. Tickets are currently on sale and for members, and from 5 p.m. tomorrow night, they'll be on sale to the general public. You can jump online to grab all of the details that you need. As Golding makes the second, and that will be 5,000 NBL points for CG43. What a great milestone for a man who's been a flat-out scorer as we take a timeout. 8 minutes remaining at MyStat Bank Arena. So Melbourne want to have a chat about things. Chris Golding feeling pretty good about himself, is up to 17 points. Joel, Melbourne's leading scorer with 18. Caleb Agata has 13 for New Zealand. Jeremiah Martin, 20 points. Peyton Seaver, 15. And Hugo Besson, 10. We haven't seen a lot from Finn Delaney tonight, Liam.
No, 5 points. He's had some looks. 2 of 8 from the field, 1 of 5 from long range. He's made a couple of plays, those drop-offs to Yanni Wetzel down low, but hasn't been a primary part of their offense for most of the night, as they've played through their point guards, Seaver and Martin in particular.
We're back at MyState Bank Arena now. We created a social media wave last night when we asked, who would you like to shoot a full court shot for the possibility for $100,000 in the Latrobe Financial Sharp Shot? Liam, as you do, you went and did your research, because it's not just a suburb, and you found the video of the Nigel Purchase full court shot.
Well, Nigel Purchase is my man to shoot it. And there you see the 5,000 point mark from Chris Golding, 49th player in NBL history, second active player. Daniel Johnson closing in on 5.5, piling on the points, but that's a big milestone for the Melbourne United captain.
How would Chris go from full court, do you think? He's drained them from everywhere else.
That's who I'm picking.
Oh, that's your man?
Yesterday, that's who I was picking. I said it yesterday.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you? Yeah. You don't remember? You sure? It's like,
let's go to the tape. I'm not sure.
Go to the tape.
Go to the replay centre. Congratulations to Chris. Big milestone. Illy downhill was bumped on the way through by McDowell White. Wetzel was called for the foul, though, in the end.
Got told an incredible story today. I told you about that Nigel Purchase shot, 3-point, the full court shot in Brisbane back in the day. I got told, Simon Mitchell, head coach of the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix, said the week after Nige made that shot, he and Mitchell did a clinic at a primary school. All the kids wanted to see him do it again. And so at the end of the clinic, he took a full court heave, drilled it.
Get out.
First go.
Did it again?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm getting him to shoot the Latrobe.
Golding, hand in the face, try stopping that.
You can't. You can't.
That's tough.
That's just all class. That's world-class shooting ability. Wow.
6 made threes in the second half when they played in round 3. He's cooking again tonight at the back end. Melbourne lead by 10. This game in danger of slipping away from New Zealand. Dow White fires one inside to Wetzel. Agata picked his pocket.
Just great help defense by Agata. Wetzel didn't even see him coming, but this right here, in and out cross. Cross behind the back, cross. Bucket.
That is world class.
That's just world class. He getting that off on any stage, any court, any country, any city.
Doesn't have 2 meters here, Tim, just giving a little bit more room from
Remember that time he heated up the Clippers?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
Doc asked the Clippers at halftime, so who's their best player? And they said 43. He said, good, just making sure you know, because it didn't look like you had any idea who he was out there.
Come down! Come down! Come down!
Luala Chul up to 20 points to go with 11 rebounds. And that'll be last touch by Seaver.
It's great on-ball pressure by Shea Ellie doing what he does. And see, this is the thing, as a player, when you know you have a marquee matchup with JLA and Wetzel. Coach, if they don't take him out, don't take me out, because he's going to start getting his juices flowing against everybody else that can't guard him. And by the time I get back on him, he's cooking me.
That's what happened in that third term.
Let me live, coach.
Here we go.
If they don't take him out, don't take me out.
Well, the numbers would say that it's a big win in that individual matchup to Luala Chul.
It's his first 20 and 10 game of his NBL career, Joe Luala-Chul. Good take from Caleb Agata, draws the contact. He goes to the stripe, and Melbourne United just turning it up at both ends of the floor during winning time right now. Flying around the floor defensively. Agata with the steal and making all the adjustments, and then making the plays at the offensive end.
They've scored the last 9 points. Dan Shamir kills a timeout. In fact, he's going to challenge this
Replay
call.
centre, challenge on the play, please. Challenging the foul.
What do you think of the foul initially, Corey?
That was a foul his body.
Let's have a look here. Does he lean in?
Yeah, his whole body. His chest, he hit him with his chest on the side.
Well,
it's a foul.
Yeah, he did hit him with his chest. This is not too dissimilar, though, to the one that was overturned, Yanni Wetzel guarding Lamar Patterson last week. Now, I thought that was a foul for the same kind of reasons.
The coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor is confirmed against 2 purple. We have 2 shots down this end. Let's go.
There you go. So Dan Shamir loses his coach's challenge.
It wasn't unsuccessful. Let's go, let's go. Challenge unsuccessful. Sorry, Dion.
Well, it's now or never.
It sure is.
For New Zealand right now, down a dozen. Now, as Melbourne, look, they're just in their bag, too. Look at the swagger from Golding and Hilly as they stroll back.
Look at the swagger on Chris Golding. He thought he was Conor McGregor for a second then.
I tell you what.
How was he?
As they feel like they've got the upper hand in this game, which they do.
Carrying his suitcases through an airport.
But they still have some time, the Breakers. 6 minutes. Double-figure margin now hurts, but if they can piece a little run together these next few possessions, try to make things interesting.
They only average 18 points a game in fourth quarters. New Zealand, it's a big problem for them. That'll help their cause. Besson with the 3.
Again, set up by Peyton Sieva. High on-ball screen, he gets downhill, draws the help, sucks in the D, finds the shooter in the corner.
Hey, yo.
Brings it back to a more manageable margin now. Still plenty of time available for the Breakers. Agata creates the switch. Short on the 3. Illy read it better off the rim. Here's Golding. Look out.
And that's why you have to box out. Great shot by CG43, but another offensive rebound.
That's 12 to 5 offensive boards in this game, Corey.
Again, you have to do the dirty work. The second half of your defense, after the shot goes up, box out, rebound the ball.
Besson.
Pink 25.
Whistle for the foul.
2 shots.
CG43 from the land of plenty. Wide open. That's the easiest shot he had today.
It's a beautiful, beautiful shot. From one beautiful shooter to another. Here's Anthony Stewart courtside.
Yeah, Coach Shamir was really targeting the umpires there. It's 5-0 team fouls. On top of that, right now, a lot of credit's got to be paid to Jack White. His ability to be able to contain the on-balls has really made it hard for New Zealand to get scores.
Thank you, Stewie. Dan Shamir's been riding this team all night, but unfortunately, they're up against a very good Melbourne team. If you look at their fourth quarters, Liam, in their last 4 games, Melbourne, they've outscored opponents 76 to 44. And they're getting the business done again. That's a nice drive from Sieva. And in those last 4 games that they've all won, they've only conceded 11 points to the opposition in fourth quarters.
Yeah, they've shown early in this season an ability to go to a place defensively that no other team can get to in the league. And that's not uncharacteristic of Dean Vickerman's teams. That's how he likes to operate and why they've been so successful and haven't missed the playoffs really since Dean Vickerman's been there at Melbourne United. And then, of course, they've just got guys like Chris Golding, Joe Luala-Chul, Caleb Agata, who can tick things over offensively. But as a unit, led by Matthew Dellavedova and Shea Yili, they can do some things defensively, I think, that no other team in this league can do.
Let me tell you what's more impressive, adding on to what you just said. Usually they have their struggles early in the year, finding an identity, guys finding roles. This is in the beginning of the year. So they're only going to get better. That's scary.
Do you think, based on pre-season predictions, were a few a bit too quick to write them off, perhaps?
No doubt. The loss of Jock Landau, Hugo Besson finishes at the rim. You know, that was some serious talent.
Mitch
Landau, Hobson, McCarron, Udo Bubba. And that was everybody's focus, but they've got the infrastructure in place. Melbourne United, like the Wildcats, they've got the coach, the system, the key guys there year in, year out, that they're going to be right in the mix.
Agata. Trying to cross over Delaney. Managed to win it back in the end. It's been that sort of night for Melbourne. Wetzel sends him packing.
Thanks, Josh.
It's been a quiet second half from Wetzel. Gets the block there. He had 7 points and 6 rebounds at half time. He's added 1 rebound to that tally in this second half.
He stepped on it.
1 rebound and a half, Corey.
That ain't cutting it.
That's Joe Luala-Chul, who can just about put the feet up now. His work is done, and it's been outstanding work.
Big game, 22 points, 12 rebounds, 4 offensive, 2 blocks.
Delaney trying to get to the rack. Hook Porty went straight up.
Thank you.
It's out of bounds.
10 on the shot.
Gee, this win tonight from Melbourne, on the back of what we saw from Illawarra last night, it sets up Sunday.
It just sets it up on Sunday.
Massive way. That game is monstrous. Illawarra fans, if you couldn't get there last night,
oh man,
get your tickets for Sunday. Dellavedova doubled up. That leaves Newley open in the corner. That's only as far as Wetzel. Delaney in rhythm. Gets it to go.
Well, that's big. That's big. Cuts it to 8. Just 2.5 minutes to play here. Still enough time for the Breakers if they can get another stop or 2.
They've scored the last 7, New Zealand. They should have done it in stealth mode. They create the turnover this time, although Dellavedova had it, lost it. Fouls on Ilian. Dean Vickerman, you can hear there, just saying, boys, this result's not done yet.
It sure ain't. Good skip pass, good find by Siva. Delaney's been struggling, but like you said, Liam, does not lack confidence. Gets that one to go.
2 minutes 20 left. Breakers look to score off this possession. Siva is fouled. Veteran play. Got Illy up in the air and drew contact.
That's a great heads-up play. Stops the clock. Goes to the free throw line. Bring it to potentially 5.
Timeout. We play center. We've got a challenge on the foul.
Talk us through it, Lamb.
Well, Shea Yili called for the challenge.
What do we challenge?
Well, he feels like Peyton Siva went out of his cylinder there to try to draw the foul, but you imagine that'd be unsuccessful. He got Illy up in the air. I didn't see him come out of his plane all that much. Went up to shoot it. That's a foul. 3 free throws for Siva.
The angles from the replay centre. If it does put Siva on the line for 3, whereas an 88% free throw shooter on the season, albeit from a small sample size. Important call here.
No, they haven't quite a long look at it.
What would be the doubt in their mind?
Just they're watching to see whether Siva moves to his left.
The coach's challenge is unsuccessful. The foul on the floor is confirmed. The foul is on 51 White. 3 shots to Pink 1. They lose their challenge and their timeout.
Yo, he's jumped in the air, spun around, and still tried to defend it. Hits him and says, no, the challenge.
That's Shea Illy's confidence in himself as a defender.
Center review it. They told me whether it's right or wrong. They've come back and said it's correct. I can't sit here and argue with you.
I'm just asking you, like, can he jump sideways?
They said there was contact before he went sideways. That was what I got back.
Siva misses the first.
Big opportunity here. You got to make your free throws down the stretch.
That's the feedback I got.
Makes the second.
Last one. Still outside the line.
Seasoned pro overseas, strung together some big numbers in European basketball. His 4th game of the season tonight. You'd say it's been his best one. 19 points. 4 rebounds. Delaney reaching in is going to give bonus free throws to Melbourne.
They've got no fouls to play with, the Breakers. It's been their pressure these last minute or so that's been forcing turnovers from Melbourne United, but there it sends Shea Illy to the stripe.
A spot that he's very comfortable from, 90% this season from the free throw line, Shea Illy.
Need the Toronto Raptors mascot jumping around in the stands.
Yeah, that wasn't all that popular, was it?
Go!
86-78 at My State Bank Arena. New Zealand's next home game is on Wednesday. Tickets are on sale for that home game against the Jack Jumpers. You can jump online to grab your tickets now. That pass was mowed down. And Melbourne force a turnover and they stream forward. Hook Porty. Fouled by Delaney.
Good scramble from Melbourne defensively. Brad Newley on Hugo Besson just did enough to worry him out and not give up any open look. And the turnover results. Finn Delaney fouls out and Melbourne take one step closer to closing this thing out.
8 points, 4 rebounds. They're not the sort of numbers that we've become accustomed to from the All-NBL second teamer, Corey. Is he just in a bit of a funk at the moment? We're not being critical of him because he's one of our favourite players in the competition, but it's just not happening for him at the moment.
You know, when you have other players starting to step up, that's less possessions for you. Peyton Siva's playing better basketball. Jeremiah Martin's playing better. Yanni Wetzel. At any given moment, you can go from being a priority scorer to 4th. It's going to be difficult to get those consistent numbers if you're not playing exceptional every night.
High energy play from Newley there. Offensive rebound off the missed free throw.
One more score might just take care of the result. Peatling, uncontested on the glass, puts it back in. Offensive rebound, number 14 tonight for Melbourne.
That'd be frustrating for Dan Shamir. Usman Dieng just not hitting his man there for the block out and the putback results.
Besson on the drive, worried out of it by Peatling.
Pick 25. Good shot.
Frustration perhaps for the Frenchman. 17 points
He's making a play for the ball.
tonight for him.
Two shots here.
If he grabs him, Shay, I agree.
Jay and Pate over here.
You can see the frustration there with Dan Shamir, Corey. They were in this game up to their eyeballs at three-quarter time.
Jay.
They were close.
Come here.
Offensively,
Hugo, get to the elbow.
it started drying up, and defensively, the energy just wasn't there as it was in the first 3 quarters, 3.5. Melbourne United defense went to a whole nother level. Chris Goulin started doing what he does best. But I think the game really changed when Yanni Wetzel was out that long.
Yeah, that was big.
JLA started going.
Thanks, mate.
You guys going to run straight into it?
I think the other turning point was early in this third quarter when Jeremiah Martin,
Here we go.
2 straight buckets off that fourth quarter action that they've been so successful with, and then Jack White switched onto that man, denied him, as Stewie said, blew up those actions. Melbourne United got back on top.
Jeng for 3. Now United can take care of the result.
Keep going.
Besson getting all up and in on Illy, who wanted a foul call. Newley for 3. This is everything. This Peatling, again, scrapping hard offensively. That one will be waved away.
Gotta love Peatling's energy. Doesn't need the ball. Don't need no sets called for him. Just let me go find it off the glass.
Seaver finds Wetzel underneath. He's going to finish the night with 7 points. Joe Luala-Chul will well and truly take the honours in the battle of the big men. Melbourne will take the honours at MyState Bank Arena and have now strung together 5 consecutive wins, and 4 of them double-figure margins. The defending champions are really starting to build something here in the Hungry Jacks NBL.
Well, the hottest team in the league before that little COVID interruption, and they've kept things rolling. It was gritty, it was tough, it was tightly contested, but Melbourne United did everything they needed to do in that second half, led by that man, the Foot Locker player of the game, Joe Luala-Chul. He was absolutely outstanding up against a red-hot Yanni Wetzel, 22 and 12, his first 20 and 10 game of his NBL career, and he led his team to victory.
He would have heard the talk coming in, Corey, of the matchup of Wetzel v Luala-Chul, and it seemed as though right from the start he took it personally that he wanted to win that matchup.
As he should. You got to guard the hot guy. You better sleep good at night, eat a good meal, and come focus. Because if not, Yanni would have embarrassed him.
This is a very good team that are starting to play very good basketball. They walk off the floor tonight with a position inside the top 4. And a game to come, a huge test for them, a huge test for Illawarra. It may be one of the biggest games of the season on Sunday at the Wynn Entertainment Centre. It's going to be an outstanding contest, and Chris Golding was a huge part of it again. And he's alongside Anthony Stewart.
Another vintage performance by you and the Melbourne United team. How's it feeling at the moment?
Yeah, that was a tough game. Breakers are really good and are, persevering through some tough circumstances. So credit to them. They pushed us tonight. We just went through a stage where we stepped up our defense that started that fourth quarter and started making some shots. So a lot of my stuff came off some offensive rebounds and just reacting to the way they were playing me. So happy to get that win. We got another tough game though going up to Illawarra.
Yeah, you started off a little bit slow, but you're coming home strong every game. 5,000 points, puts you into second position in the Tasmanian leaderboard. I know you're chasing that pretty hard.
How many do you have? You'd know that down to the point.
6,300. No, I'm not 100% sure, but you've still got 12 years left. I'm sure you'll catch that, mate.
I'm angling for that contract extension, so I'm coming for you.
Illawarra on Sunday. They're a huge test. Most people say that they're probably the favourites for the championship this year. Are you confident going into that game?
Yeah, look, we were meant to play them last weekend, so it just got pushed. They've probably had an extra week to prepare for us and us for them, which is good. So really quality team. They have scorers all over the board. And obviously we know they're a really well-coached team as well. So a great test for us. We've been winning some games, but this is another test.
Yeah, definitely be tuning into that one on Sunday. All the best. Thanks, Chris.
Two Tasmanian sharpshooters going head-to-head. Well, this one tomorrow night is going to be very, very interesting because the South East Melbourne Phoenix would have watched this result tonight, and they've been telling anyone who will listen that they're the best team in Melbourne in this NBL22 season. They get their chance to stake their claim and get back out there. It's been a while since we've seen them when they take on the Brisbane Bullets tomorrow night at Nissan Arena. And for the Bullets, they're around the mark. Can they be the team that penetrates away inside the top four? Tomorrow night, check your local guides for the Bullets and the Phoenix.
It's game time and I'm up one. Name something I ain't done. Name a body that's my type. Air Jordan, I'll take flight. I'm next level, I'm franchise.
You're watching the Hungry Jacks NBL, and you're watching a Melbourne United team who have made it 5 wins on the bounce. 89-78 winners over the New Zealand Breakers tonight. And again, it's all about the fourth quarter. That's where they're doing their best business at the moment.
Well, they got the job done, didn't they? And they stepped up, as you say, in winning time, Melbourne United. It was a tough game. As Chris Golding said in that post-game interview, the Breakers played them tough. 1-point game at half-time, and they just couldn't handle Joe Luala-Chul for a lot of the night. 22-12 for the big fella. And this is the start of the fourth quarter. Jeremiah Martin started to get going, and then they put the clamps on him. And Chris Golding, my goodness, 25 points from Golding on 13 shots. Those two guys were outstanding for Melbourne United. 10, 6 and 5 from Delhi as well. Agata had 14. Martin and Siva led the way, the scoring for the Breakers, 41 points off the bench, but Yanni Wetzel, just 7 points, none in the second half. And look at the shooting percentage, 3-point percentage for Melbourne, pretty low, 6 of 20, 30%, but they just got so much at the rim, so many free throws, they dominated on the glass. And as a result, they were able to grab themselves a double-figure victory.
Corey, that rebound